Hey everybody, thank you so much for clicking on my video to watch. Welcome back to my How To Tuesdays. For today's, I'm going to be showing you guys how to achieve the no makeup look. I'm showing you guys my tips and tricks on what I do when I want to create this look, make people think I'm not wearing any makeup when I actually am. So before we hop on into the video, please don't forget to subscribe, click that little bell beside the subscribe button. That way you guys get notified every time I upload a new video. Also be sure to like this video if you enjoy it and you like my How To Tuesdays. And if you'd like to know how I got this look, then please just keep watching. So your base is really important if you're wanting to make sure your makeup is looking natural. So when I want to achieve that, I make sure I do all the skincare steps that my skin needs. So I'm starting off with a face mask. This one is from Pixi. It is the Glow Mud Mask. Brightening peel-off masks work well as well, but for today I'm using this because you want to have clean skin. My skin today needed a little bit of pore detoxing, so that's why I'm doing a mud mask. It's all dry right now, so I'm about to take it off, and I'm going to show you a little trick that I do sometimes, because when you take off mud masks, it can leave your skin really dry and irritated and red afterwards. What really helps me is using an oil to break it down, and that way it's much more hydrating for my skin. So I'm going to take a little bit of this Wonder Beauty Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil because it's all that I have right now. The Smashbox Primer Oil is one of my favorites to use for this. I'm just going to take a little bit and just start rubbing it and breaking down the mask, and then I go ahead and take the rest off with a damp cloth. Okay, moving on with skincare, the next thing I'm going to use is a serum. This one is from Drunk Elephant. It is their Firma Day Serum. This one is really expensive, but it looks really good on the skin. So I'm going to just use a little bit of it and just pat it throughout my skin. You guys, I'm having a bad hair day. I don't know why. I tried a few things, but it's just not looking cute. I'm sorry. Now for just a little bit of moisturizer, give my skin some hydration. I'm going to go in with the Pixi Vitamin C Lotion. I love this one. I'm just going to use a little bit because it is more of a thicker consistency and I don't need that much. So I'm just going to place a little bit of this on my skin. And then for some eye cream, you don't want your eyes looking dull when the rest of your skin is looking radiant. So I'm going to go in with the Biotherm Life Plankton eye cream. This is their newest eye cream, and you really never need a lot of eye cream, so I'm just going to go in with a little bit. I love this one because it's super hydrating and it feels like a serum. Okay, am I ever not having it with my hair today? So what I'm going to do next is just brush up my eyebrows really quickly. Obviously with the no makeup look, you don't really want to do much to your eyebrows. I'm just going to brush them up a little and then put the tiniest amount of some brow pencil just to fill in the sparse areas. But I'm not going to extend it any further than where my natural brow is. I'm just going to simply fill in the little spots that I need to. Brushing up your eyebrows gives your eyebrows the most natural effect. So what I like to use is the Got to Be Glued Spiking Glue. It's in the men's hair section at the drugstore. I got mine at Walmart. It's like $8 for this huge tube of glue, and it keeps your eyebrows in place because if you just brush them up, they'll probably kind of lose their form throughout the day. So I like to use a glue to keep them up there. The Anastasia Brow Gel is also amazing, but it's like $30 and this is $8. So now for some primer, an illuminizing primer is going to liven up your skin. Make sure it's not dull. I'm going to go in with one of these, but first I'm going to use a smoothing primer because I don't want my pores showing through. So I'm going to go in with this Little Makeup Forever Step 1 primer. This is the smoothing primer and it works amazing. Just a little sample size, but a little bit goes a very long way. So I'm just going to add a little bit to my T-zone just so my skin's smoothed out. Just really evens out my skin. Now I'm going to go in with the Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. This is my favorite one for brightening up my skin. So I'm going to focus this mostly on the high points of my face, but I'm also going to blend it down to the rest of my face. I'm not going to go over where I put the other primer because then that will kind of just defeat the purpose of the other primer and take it away. So I'm just going to go on the outer perimeters of my face with this primer. Now I'm going to cover up my redness and my veins. Obviously the point of no makeup is to basically make it appear like you're not wearing makeup, but it's going to cover up all of your imperfections or flaws that you have. I am just going to use a green corrector from Makeup Forever and start to cover up my redness. And I'm just using my finger to do this because the warmth of my finger helps blend it into my skin, and it also keeps it looking natural because I'm not using a brush or anything like that. I'm going to use a little bit of the concealer in the palette and start to cover up my veins. I have very veiny eyelids, so we don't want that. So I'm basically just evening out my skin tone, making sure all the redness is gone and the dullness. Now I'm going to use some concealer. I'm going to use no foundation for this look because concealer, you can still see your skin poking through places, so it still looks very natural. I'm going to be using the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer. This one is in the shade Light Beige. I want to pick one that's close to your natural skin color because obviously if you use one that's lighter or darker, it's going to stand out and not actually look natural. So I'm going to focus this mostly underneath my eyes because that's where I have the most discoloration, and here in the corners. And I'm just going to go over any extra redness and blemishes that I have. I broke out on my forehead like a week ago, so they're kind of dying down now, but I have a lot of leftover pimples there. Using a damp sponge is going to give you the most natural effect when you are blending out your concealer because a brush kind of tends to give you more coverage, whereas a beauty blender kind of just smooths it out and can even take away some of the foundation or concealer, whatever you're using. Using cream products helps make your skin look the most natural because cream products just blend right into your skin. They don't sit on top of it. So just to give my skin a little bit of color and bronze it up, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Mocha Matchstick first. So I'm going to put a little bit of this Wander Oil on top of it just so it really blends out smoothly. And again, I'm going to apply this with my finger because that looks the most natural. Just blending the products together. I'm going to start lightly applying it into the hollows of my cheeks, blending it upwards. If I don't add any color to my face, then my skin's just going to look super dull, and I don't want that. Just really, really blending it out with my finger, dimming it down. Now just add a little bit more color. I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer. You can build this bronzer up, but this bronzer gives your skin a really pretty sheen. So that's why I'm going to choose this one. And I'm just going to apply it very, very lightly, kind of just using patting motions till I just see the color, and then I'm going to stop. Because again, I don't want my skin looking dull. For blush, I'm going to go in with the Clinique Rosy Pop blush. I'm going to make my cheeks really flush because that also looks nice and natural. Again, using my fingers and blenders are key for no makeup looks. So I'm just going to start lightly patting it onto my cheeks and just really focusing it on the apples. I'm not going to really drag it back because right here on the apples of your cheeks in the center of your face is where you would naturally get flushed. Sounds weird. Going in with the cream highlighter. This one is from Clinique. It is the Hefty highlighter. Just gonna apply a little bit with my fingers, really warm it up, and just add a tiny bit to my cheekbones. Highlighter isn't really natural looking, but it is really pretty looking, so I'm going for a more natural glow from within. I will need to add a little bit of powder just so my concealer doesn't crease up, so I'm going to go in with a very lightweight powder. This is the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder, and I'm only going to set underneath my eyes and my eyelids as well with it because the rest of my face doesn't really need to be set. It's just going to look really obvious if I have concealer creasing up under my eyes that I'm actually wearing makeup. Now for lips, I'm going to use some lip stain because it's much more natural looking than actual lipstick. So I'm going to go in with the Bite Beauty stain in the shade Sangria Slush, and I'm going to apply this very, very lightly. So I'm kind of going to dab it on the center of my lips. Just really messily blend it out with my finger. Usually lips have a natural red flush to them, so that's why I chose this color. And the great thing about these lip stains from Bite Beauty is they actually stay in place. So you might want to keep that in mind because this may not come off for 2 days. But if you're out and you're actually wanting to fool people that you're not wearing any makeup, you could totally think that that's just your natural lip color because I can like lick my lips, rub my lips, bite my lips, and the lip stain just stays in place. It'd probably be best if you didn't put on any mascara at all, but I'm just gonna put on just a little bit. This is the Tarte Big Ego Mascara. It doesn't really matter which mascara you use if you want to use one, but I'm just gonna really lightly apply some to the ends of my lashes just so it lengthens them a little bit, but I'm not gonna apply them to my whole lash just because then it'll be a little bit too obvious. Okay guys, that is it for the video. This is how I achieved my no makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe for you, leave like this video if you enjoyed it. Let me know what how to say you want to see next, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!